What is up? Welcome back. This is the only ab exercise I do. I'm going to break it down for you very simply and just kind of give you that like epiphany moment to explain why you don't need to do all these different fucking ab exercises, and explain why the one that I do, the only one that I do, is the best option. And I'm going to show you how not to do it, and I'm going to show you how to do it very simply. So leave a like, drop a like right now. If this video is buns, if you fucking leave the video before it's over, take that like back. All right, let's bargain with me a little bit and help me out. And just leave a comment if this shit was like a good mini guide, because I'm trying to fucking help you out so you can have the best physique possible, and I'm trying to make it simple for you to understand. So let's get into this shit. We are going to be breaking down the weighted cable crunch exercise. Dun dun dun. Okay, you do not need to do hanging knee raises, planks, Russian twists. It changes every week. Okay, why is the weighted cable crunch good, and why is exercises like the hanging knee raise not as good? That's the first thing I'm going to break down so you can understand this, because the hanging knee raise is the one that most people go to. One, the hanging knee raise looks really cool when you're really lean and ripped and you're doing it, and it's very aesthetic. You got that V shape going on when people are hanging there, when they look shredded, and people like are attracted to that because they want that. So they think, if I just do that, I'll look like that. But where is this misconception? Okay, where does the misconception lie? People think that your lower abs are separate from your upper abs. Okay, but when in reality, anytime you do a trunk flexion exercise, all of your abs work together. Okay, so that's the first thing you have to understand. All of your abs work together. You cannot target your lower, you cannot just target your upper. They all work together anytime you do that crunching motion, whether you're coming from the bottom up or from the top down. All right, that's the first thing. Second thing, think about it this way. Okay, I'm gonna maybe do like a simple drawing here, but if you want to grow your biceps, would you just use a 10-pound dumbbell forever? No. Okay, you're right, you wouldn't. You would use a 10, and then eventually when you can get enough reps with that good, you would switch to a 12 or a 15, right? And then eventually one day you're getting the 20, you're noticing your biceps getting bigger. Then you do the 25 and 30, yada, 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 you build it all the way up. So think of a body weight ab exercise the same way like that, like the hanging knee raise. If you're doing hanging knee raises and you do the same rep scheme every week, 3x10, 3x15, 3x20, and you do the same exact thing every single week, you're not creating any further positive adaptations because you're not introducing any more repetitions or load. Okay, so that is the second thing to this. The weighted cable crunch, the advantage of it is that, one, it's stable. You're not hanging, so you're not dealing with that complication. Okay, and two, you can load it. You can gradually bump the weight up as you continue to get stronger and stronger and stronger, and this is what's going to actually create muscle growth for your abs. You do sets of 15 or 15 to 20. Once you're able to master that weight with good form, you just simply bump the cable stack up and then you start over again. Okay, we're going to break down now how to actually do the weighted cable crunch. I'm going to put a video on screen here so that you can see it, you can understand it, and you can master it. So if you just copy what I do, okay, and you get really good at these, you'll be well on your way to having better abs. All right, let's go. So during the weighted cable crunch, okay, I like to put my flops on the floor just so my knees aren't scraping on the dirty ground, and it's concrete, it just feels more comfortable. I use a wrist strap so that my grip is taken out of the equation and I can just focus on crunching my abs, because that is what is important. As you can see at the start of the movement, I start crunching, and you basically bring your elbows to your knees. You basically bring your elbows to your knees and you do a crunch motion. You can practice this motion literally anywhere, sitting in a chair. You can practice it with light weight, but you want to master that crunch motion. Okay, the biggest complication that people run into when they try to do the weighted cable crunch is that they load the weight too heavy. They load the weight too heavy too quick, and what happens is they don't master that crunch motion, and they tend to sit back in their hips and do this awkward like swinging partial crunch thing that isn't really stable. Whereas with good form, you'll notice my hips don't move that much at all, I initiate that crunch from the beginning. My back starts to bend from the beginning of the motion, and that's what you want. Okay, you are essentially just doing a crunch like you would on the ground, but you're holding a weight above your head. So start with lighter weight, get that form down, and then you slowly build the weight up. This is another variation you can do that is not necessarily wrong either, where you just sit your hips all the way back, and then you basically, you know, just do the crunching motion with your hips sitting back. Okay, but you don't want your hips moving throughout the movement. So maybe I'll drop another angle of it right here just so you can kind of see good form. Okay, so that might be playing now, but the weighted cable crunch exercise is the only one I do. And if you do not have this cable stack, if you can't do weighted cable crunches, if you have access to the crunch machine, that one works really good as well because it's a weighted crunch. Okay, you can build the weight up just like you can with weighted cable crunches. Okay, so I do that one sometimes. And then if you're at home, honestly, just mastering crunches is going to be your most beneficial bet. But in terms of visibility, your body fat percentage is going to be the biggest factor. And if you really want your abs to pop, you have to lower your body fat percentage to a degree. That's not what this video is about though. It's just about growing your abs and developing your muscles and making your ab muscles bigger so they pop more. I hope you liked this mini guide, this mini video. If you did, show some love on it. And you know, like I always say, get yours, I'm gonna get mine. Till the next video, peace.